Good day to you. This is Latricia Renee. I am here with you to share some lifestyle and some fragrances. We are expecting what many are calling a snowzilla in our area, and I love the snow when it feels like the air is very clean and fresh. That's the good thing about the snow. It just gives a clean, like scrub to the air. It just feels so fresh and clean and crisp and new. And I love that about it. And it is beautiful to look out and see just a fluffy blanket all over the earth. It's just gorgeous. The ice, even. The ice is just gorgeous. The way it glistens, the way it crystallizes everything, and just adds a beautiful shape and outline and form. It really gives a unique isolation to all the elements. However, ice can be very deadly, as can snow. Ice is no joke. I don't care what you're driving. If you got ice, you staying put, period. So I thought I would go ahead and record my video on snuggle scents, meaning the scents that I like to gravitate toward when I want to get cozy and snuggle up. So I'm going to start with some that I did on my scent stories. And for those of y'all who did not see that, I will link it to this video so that you can take a look at some of the details and other pairings that I did with those. But individually speaking, these are a lot of the fragrances that I'll not only wear on a daily basis, but oftentimes here at home because I do wear fragrance here at home and I just, monitor the way I spray them because I don't need it to be a powerhouse. One of the first ones I want to share with you is from Fleur, and this one is called Vanilla Skin. Here's the fragrance. You may be familiar with it. Cute little bottle. These bottles, I love the shape of them. They're so soft and just all the smooth edges. It's a little short, little hefty little fella. I love this bottle. This scent is, I have the body spray for it also, and I don't pull for the body spray nearly as often. I don't pull for many body sprays often, which is why I don't really buy them. But I did enjoy the skin scent from that first, and that's what made me gravitate toward the fragrance because I hadn't yet tried the fragrance. I went to the body spray first. I think that I don't know if it was available first in my local Sephora or what the delay was, but I tried the body spray, loved it, still love it, and I tried the fragrance and I really like it. The fragrance is a little more personal. Actually, I think the body spray has a little bit more of a sensation to it to me, but the fragrance is just enough. It is a oh, I don't know what if you would call it a little mini stuffed animal. If you think about this as a fluffy scarf that you would have around your neck, just especially if you're a singer and you put a scarf around your neck after you finish singing, you have to go out into the weather, and it's fluffy just to protect you. That's what I think of when I think about Fleur Vanilla Skin. It is, I would say, it's even something that people that don't care for vanilla can enjoy. It's not vanilla beanish. It's not incredibly sweet. It does have a level of sweetness, but it's not about the sweetness of the fragrance more than it is about just the tender scent of vanilla. Not the bean per se, but just the pod of it, the enclosing capsule of it. It's just, I really enjoy it. One of my absolute faves that I just finished the bottle on, and I have another in my reserves I did not recently repurchase. I told you I'm still on a no buy. This is from Zamaya. It's called Impulse Oud, and here it is. This is their version of Oud Satin Mood. And let me tell you, the likeness is very, very close for my little nose. And I don't have the fragrance for Oud Satin Mood, but I do have the oil. And the body oil is absolutely satisfying. Here's the oil, which I'll get to next. This is the oil. Now, when I put this with the Zamaya, who will argue with you? Nobody gonna argue with you that you're not wearing Oud Satin Mood, especially if someone doesn't have that mature nose. I'm not saying that the maturity of your nose even has to be a factor. I'm just saying that the likeness for my experience, for what I'm smelling, is so close. Who's going to argue with you about it? They're just going to say you smell good, and you do. This is so cozy and warm and inviting. It is. I will post the notes on all of these because I prefer to talk to you about what I feel about the fragrances versus the notes on the fragrance. This is, you ever hug somebody you haven't seen in a long time? And I'm talking the kind of hug you hold them, and this time it might be a little longer, maybe even a rock. That's what this one does for me. And that's exactly why, in addition to Grand Soir, I'm going to get my hands on Oud Satin Mood. But this oil is absolutely satisfying until then. As you can see, it's still close to the top. You don't need a whole lot of this. I don't wear this for projection. I wear this for my own personal satisfaction. And because I love the way that this sprays out, it sprays like an oil. As a matter of fact, let me just spray it. It sprays out like a perfume. And I love that because it has a better distribution. And when I decant my oils, I put them in little sprays. Oh, you can't tell me this Zemaya doesn't smell like that. I don't even know if I can get any more left out this spray. As Arahi would say, for my nose, the differences are negligible, meaning it's not argumentative. This is not even $25. I think when I purchased this, it was 19. Last time I saw it, when I did the reserve purchase, it was 21. I mean, this is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the cost. It is an exquisite experience. That's what I got for you. Dolce & Gabbana, the one. Now, you all might be familiar with this one because it is a fragrance that is not brand new. It has been around for quite some time, is what I'm hearing. Um, but for me, it is brand new. I had this last year. It's my first time trying it, and it was a blind purchase because I didn't have samples. I could have probably gone a scent split or what have you, but I didn't. Sometimes I have to fight the urge of doing a blind buy purchase, but I got this listening to some descriptions of some of my favorite content creators. Absolutely no regrets. Absolutely no regrets. This one is also one of those that, for as warm as this color is, if you could see that without the light washing it out, for as warm as the color of the fragrance is, that is what if you could equate that to the coziness in a bottle. Again, whenever I want to feel held close, that's like squeezing a pillow. You know how you sometimes squeeze a pillow close to your chest? Maybe you're thinking about someone or something, or you just excited about something, or whatever it is. It's a good feeling while you're squeezing yourself and nuzzling in closely. That's Dolce & Gabbana, the one. Then you might have this one, Narciso Rodriguez. This is Musk Noir Rose. Now, I don't have the Musk Noir, but this one is not the largest bottle that it's available in, but I didn't know what it was going to smell like again, and I did a blind buy on this one either. And I don't ever encourage anybody to do a blind buy. We do it, but it's kind of like, well, you know, I'm not going to encourage you. I'm definitely not going to say don't do as I do, do as I say. Make an informed decision and just choose wisely. I could sleep with these, not just because of the amount that I spray. You could easily wear these out during the day and have great success with them, as I have many times. This is so warm and inviting. It's just, they're just so comforting. Sometimes you feel lonely. You're missing somebody. You just want some good company. You just want, you know what? Let me just give myself a good squeeze. That's what I mean by snuggle sense. Not just because it's a familiar title. No, sometimes you need that self love or that soft memory. It is so easy to remember the bad stuff, down to the wire, down to the tone of voice. Let's try and focus on the good stuff. Yeah. 724. This is another one. This I enjoy wearing right after a shower, after I've had a chance to really wash. And I just want that soapy, soapy clean. And this is Dove soap, the original. Now, I'm sure that wasn't in their profile as far as let's create a fragrance that smells like Dove soap. What if it was? They didn't tell anybody, and I don't think they're going to. That's just what it smells like to my nose. And again, I got that description from Veronica Says here on YouTube. I just happen to agree with her. This is very much reminiscent of the smell of Dove soap, which means it's just very, very clean and crisp and light. You know, when you get out of a shower, you just feel brand new. Well, that's 724. I don't have the fragrance. The fragrance, when I smelled it, it did have a nice citrus tone because I got that in a sampling when I purchased the oil for 724. I got the fragrance as a sample along with Grand Soir. And I've already shared that in my other video where I did the vlog on the scent stories for the week. And I love the fragrance. I'm going to get my hands on that as well, all in good time. There are priorities, but it is on my to get list. This is one of the happiest houses I've ever experienced, if there is such a thing. Look, fun. Maybe I'm just a big kid. I love the House of Sniff. This is Heal the Way. Okay, so Heal the Way is a collaboration with Sniff and Alex L. This fragrance is for them to have a 30 ml bottle. And normally I'd be fussing because I like my full size bottles. Well, for Sniff, this is their full size bottle. I'm more of a 3.4 ounce girly. That's my preferred level. I'll do a 50 ml if that's all that's available. But this little 30 ml, I can't argue with them on this because not only is it a wonderful size you can carry with you, which I normally don't carry a full size bottle with me at all. I will decant it before that. But this, you can carry it with you. This particular fragrance, it will stay with you. You don't really have to top it off. It'll give me at least 6 hours. That's if I put it on the skin. I prefer to wear my fragrances on my clothing, again, because I sometimes have challenges with eczema. And the longevity on my skin is not going to give me the longevity that it would be if it was on my clothing and fibers there. So I usually pair it with an oil, put it on my clothing, and this is not going anywhere for at least a good 6 hours. And and I love to top off. So this is labeled as an ambery gourmand, and I couldn't agree more. I told you it had an essence of an edible nature to it, but it's not so gourmand that you want to eat it. This is just it's more than good. It is. That's actually my second bottle. I'm going to do a review on the House of Sniff, just my experience with them, because for me, customer service comes first. I don't care what you're offering, but if you can't treat me nicely, and Sniff, their customer service is just since day one. It's just it's just as cozy as these fragrances I'm sharing with you. And if you're interested in that, then let me know. Leave a comment or give me a thumbs up if you'd like to hear about the House of Sniff, because this, I think, is featured on their No Noses website. We'll talk more about that, but Heal the Way. The next fragrance I want to share with you, I also mentioned recently when I had to go to a funeral service. And I wanted something that wasn't going to be overpowering but comforting yet, not just for myself, but for anyone else that might be in very, very close proximity, because at a funeral, I don't want to have anything that's projecting, beyond arm's length, much less something that's going to go further than that. I was very, very, very light when I did the sprays on this. And this is Fursan White from Khatlash. And this is absolutely fantastic. I am right about here on this bottle. This will be something that stays in my collection for always. It is exquisite. And this was a comfort to my soul when I wore it. Now, I did pair it that day also with, I want to say Brown Sugar Babe had an oil, Vanilla Whisper. I'm not quite certain if it's that one or Vanilla Sky. They have two vanilla fragrances that I often get mixed up one with another, but they have an oil that is inspired by vanilla powder, and they did an exquisite job with it. And that's the one that I paired with this fragrance that day I went to the funeral. Although this fragrance, ladies and gentlemen, needs no support. This is what it is, and it is fantastic. It needs no oil, it needs no balm. It is what it is, and it is a comfort. And by this one, it held me close that day. I highly recommend that one if you're considering it. Again, I don't know that there are any scents that you can sample, but if you surf around, somebody might have some decants for you. That one, I don't ever want to say anything is blind buy safe. I will say that if you were to blind buy it, the percentage or the probability of your being disappointed is probably quite low, and I'll just leave it at that because it's still your decision. And you won't be fussing at me if you don't like it. Privé Musk. Here it is. And here's the Swiss Arabian label on it. Now, these little bottles I've featured in my vlogs, my scent stories. Not this particular one. I featured their Shaghaft Oud Tonka and frankincense. These bottles are heavy. They are heavy. They feel like a wrench, a heavy duty hammer that came out your toolbox. When you holding this, you're gonna feel something. You don't you don't want to drop this one. It's heavy, and I love the fact that it comes with a built-in skewer, as well as in the box. When you watch that video, you'll see where I showed you have the option to use the roll-on device that they added in as an addition. You can pull out the skewer that I just showed you and screw on the roll-on device if you'd like to use it as a roll-on. Again, I don't prefer roll-ons. I just don't. So those will stay in my boxes, but that's a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. If you enjoy musks like a Musk 12 or Musk Therapy, Eternal Musk, many of those, anything that's got a musk, anything to it, then that's going to pair well with it. But you don't need to. That one stands alone. That one does smell like a lighter version of a cross between Eternal Musk and maybe Musk Therapy. If you like either one of those fragrances, then you'll certainly enjoy this particular Haya from Latafa. This is a fruity floral fragrance. It's got some champagne in it, some strawberry, and this is very, very effervescent. I That's pretty much the it's very, very, very champagne forward. You can almost feel the bubbles, in your nasal cavities. This is a very, very sweet and tingly kind of a fragrance. If you can think about how you would pour some sparkling cider or sparkling lemonade or sparkling, grape juice. There's no booziness to this at all, but it's just bubbly. Not as bubbly as a soda, but it's soft and bubbly. This bottle even has a velour feel to it. I don't know if you are have the bottle or the sister bottles to this. I do, but it has a velour finish to it. This bottle is like a soft, fuzzy, peach fuzzy kind of feeling, and this is exactly what the fragrance gives. It is just so. It was a great topper to my very long day. I'm glad I have Haya. But I also wore this with Valencia, and this is also by Swiss Arabian. Now, this is a sister to Casablanca. As you can see, the bottle looks very similar to Casablanca, with the exception of the color. This is a part of the trio. I think it was Casablanca, Valencia, and Florencia. I don't have Florencia, but I do have this one, and I have Casablanca, obviously. This one, I would say, is I've heard people say that they thought it leaned masculine. I don't really think that's the case for what I'm getting. I smell a lot. It could be unisex, but I put it here on my wrist points, on my clothing, and it's a refreshing, breezy fragrance. It's something that you could easily put on. It's a little spritzy. I won't say as effervescent as Haya, but it's got some spritziness to it. It's got some spring to it. I wanted a little something additional feeling than just the hug. I wanted something to be a little spritzy because I was happy we were taking some time off, because of the upcoming weather in our area, and I knew I wanted to do some batch recordings. I wanted something that was going to be cozy, but also something that was going to give me some kick. And that's exactly what these two did together. I enjoy these two together very much. Now, I will stay warm and cozy where you are because we're getting braced for the snow and the ice because it's on the way. Take good care. I am Latricia Renee. This is Becoming Beautiful You. Thanks for stopping by.